excited about this because I've known this woman and seen her grow with her Sister Talk group over the years. It's Karlyn Percil, Mercika, joining us in studio. And you're really a lot, Car, about authenticity and vulnerability. And I think it's such a worthwhile pursuit if we can all figure out how to be real and how to open up and let ourselves be vulnerable. And a lot of us actually don't really know how to do it. So you've got a 5-step process.
I do.
Okay, we're going to talk about it right now, starting with the first point, which is conduct a test for truth. What does that mean?
Yes, and I mean, it would be great if we could all put life in a bento box, but we really can't.
Yeah.
But these tests will definitely help us to get there. Like, having a test for truth helps us to identify what playing ground are you on, or what are the rules for the game. Because sometimes we end up comparing ourselves to someone or something that's not necessarily a reality, especially when you look at social media. It's really a selective pieces of information that people allow us to see. It's just a little snapshot of their lives. It's not the truth. So having that, you know, that little truth for test, is it real? Does it really matter or to my life or to where I'm going in my life?
Right.
And why are you comparing? So having that conversation with yourself, it's an opportunity for us to also pull ourselves off the ledge of what I call going to crazy town.
Yes.
Because we can go to crazy town
sometimes. I go to crazy town, my husband has to reel me back in.
Exactly.
It's like, you're in crazy town again, come on back, stay in your lane.
I always tell my friend, when you go through crazy town, it's okay for you to cruise through, but don't stop. Don't buy a bag, don't buy real estate, don't move in. Just, you know, just allow yourself to gently go through, and having that test for truth is a great place to do a reality check so that you can pull yourself back off the ledge. Okay,
the next thing you say is craft your authenticity story. How do we craft an authenticity story?
I think the lifelong pursuit of us all is discovering who we are and actually being comfortable with the person who's staring back at you in the mirror. So having that authenticity story is try to figure out who are you on your good days, on your bad days, when the camera is on, when the camera is off, you know, that social media filter. Who are you? Who is that person? And for some of us, it's very hard for us to answer that. So I always tell people, who are you not, or who do you not want to be?
Okay.
And use that as part of the story that you create, or that standard that you create for yourself. That helps us to have kind of like a guiding point or guidepost, which also helps us when you do that test for truth. If you notice that you're comparing yourself against something or someone that you're not, then it helps us to go back to that place of real, what feels real, or what we know is real at that particular point in time. And I also add that it changes.
It does change.
Because life is fluid, right? It's the ebb and flow of life. So give ourselves permission first to actually give enough room for that to happen.
Because we're all evolving. What you could be looking at is 30 seconds in someone's life that could or could not be a real situation, and then you're comparing your life to this person's 30 seconds, which may or may not be real.
Exactly.
It's a crazy game that
and most
we
likely
play.
there's a filter on it.
And it has a filter on it.
Yes.
So acknowledge your elephant story. I want to talk a little bit about elephant stories. You're saying be present and reaffirm your enoughness. A lot of us need to know and remind ourselves that we are enough. Not after losing 5 to 10 pounds, not after getting that big promotion, not after buying that house or that car. You're actually enough right now.
Exactly.
Whatever you are sitting in right now in this minute, you are enough.
We are enough. Even online right now with no makeup?
No makeup.
We're enough.
You're enough.
The thing that happens with our brains, the minute we start looking at other people's lives, we start comparing.
Yeah.
And as you know, comparison is a thief of joy. And I always say that comparison is an opportunity for us to be kind to ourselves as well. Acknowledging your enoughness, or the minute we go into comparison mode, it means that you're comparing yourself to something you're not, which means there's a story behind that comparison. Why we're comparing in the first place. So I always say that there's an elephant story behind it. And your elephant story is that shame story, that fear story. Who told you that you're not good enough? Who told you that you needed to lose 5 pounds? Or who told you that you will never get to that dream or that goal? Because usually the brain's negativity bias, which is our default system, kicks in, and we start comparing ourselves from that point in our lives.
The other thing you say, which I think is so good, is that as soon as you start comparing, you're taking yourself out of the present, which means that you're taking yourself out of feeling grateful about this moment.
Exactly. Because you're now living in the past.
Now you're living in the past.
Yeah.
These are really good tips. We're going to put all 5 tips on the website, including setting boundaries. So make sure you check them with social media and then get out of there. It's like crazy town. Don't buy the bag.
Don't move in.
No, don't move in.
Don't move in. Yes.
Karlyn, thank you so much. That is great.